Hi guys, welcome to Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what will your future spouse like about you and what will they dislike about you. So for the first group, we have this purple rose, the pink rose for group 2 and the red rose for group 3. Pause the video, meditate on all three piles, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box. So make your selection and let's get started. Hi Group 1, so for those of you who chose the purple rose, first let's find out what will your spouse like about you. So the first card that we have for you is Child Divine. So your person, your future spouse, will be in complete awe of how you are as a person. I mean, no matter how old you are, you have a child's heart. You're very innocent, you're very naive. You have absolutely no malice, no ill intentions towards anyone. You get along very well with kids. There's just such a liveliness about you. You can fill up any room merely by your presence. All eyes on you. Like that. You're always so excited about everything. You're one of those people who are not just existing on this planet. You're one of those people who are actually living. You know what it is like to live in the present, not worry too much about the past or the future, just simply be. You also have a very carefree attitude towards yourself, towards life in general. Maybe you're not the kind of person who makes very elaborate plans about what's going to happen next, and they're going to dig that. All right, then the next card that we have is Rejoice in Celebration, which is the energy of the Three of Cups. So I feel like once you both are married, they'll notice how you're making an effort to blend into their family, how you're making an effort to get along well with their parents, with their siblings, with their friends, and they're really going to appreciate it. Just in general, they'll notice how you're somebody who's very friendly, you're somebody who's very approachable, how instead of creating differences, you're the kind of person who tries to resolve issues instead of creating conflicts. So that's another quality about you that they like. And I'm hearing life of the party. So whatever social gathering you and your spouse are going to attend as a couple post-marriage, they'll notice how everybody just gets attracted towards you without you even trying. So I'm getting the vibes that they're going to show you off a lot because of this particular trait of yours. All right, let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you. So we have the High Priestess, Eight of Pentacles, and Three of Cups again. These kids move a lot. All right. So what this tells me over here is that you do have a child's heart. Yes, you're very innocent, you're very pure, naive and all those things. But you're not somebody who can be fooled. You know a lot. There is an innate sense of wisdom that comes attached to you with the High Priestess over here. You cannot be fooled, you cannot be tricked, you cannot be cheated, you cannot be messed with. Also, despite the fact that you blend so well with other people, you have maintained a sort of this sense of being exclusive that comes with you. And I think that'll attract this person a lot because they'll be like, not everybody gets access to my wife or my husband, but I'm one of those lucky people who know her or who know him. You're also somebody who just in general knows a lot, not just about whatever subject you have your degree in, but apart from that also, maybe you haven't even read too many books. Simply by living life, interacting with new people, because I see you might be an extrovert, you just know a lot. It might also be very difficult to beat you in debates. They also like how hardworking you are, how passionate you are towards your goals, towards your work, whether you are working for somebody else or whether you're self-employed. Just the kind of dedication that you have towards the work that you do inspires them. They see you as somebody who's very inspiring, not just in the manner of how should one live their life, but also with regards to what kind of an attitude should a person ideally be having towards work. So that's another thing that they're really going to like about you. And then again, with the Three of Cups over here, there's a lot of harmony that comes attached with you. Less of conflicts, less of ego issues, more of harmony, more of this very easy flowing organic energy that comes along with you. Nobody really has to try to make things work with you. Everything just goes on happening very smoothly. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have to put in effort to make this relationship work. It's simply that they like how easy it is with you compared to their previous relationships. All right, now let's see what it is about you that they won't like so much. So the first card that we have for that is Femme Fatale. And what the message that I got from this card was that sometimes you might use sex as a weapon. Like you might tell this person that if you don't do this, you're not getting any sex from me, something along those lines. And they might not like how you blackmail them on the basis of that. Now, this message, of course, does not apply to all of you. Or maybe this is something that you don't do right now, but you might pick this habit post-marriage. You never know. So anyway, this is something about you that they won't like, that how you deprive them of sex just because they did not do or say something that you wanted them to. Which, I mean, that's your outlook, right? I mean, your body, your rules, but personally, that is something that they won't appreciate. Like, why is this always the way in which you punish me? Why do you always choose to punish me like this by depriving me of yourself? So something along those lines. And then we have heartache and loss. So I feel like what they won't like about you is how you probably won't seem to notice that when you do something along these lines, it really upsets them. Sometimes you might also, I'm not saying that you're somebody who's very involved in themselves, but maybe, I mean, consciously or not, you might overlook things that upset them. And okay, wow, so I just got this message. So here's the thing, the person that you're going to get married to might not be as vocally expressive as you. They might expect you to understand what they're going through or how they're feeling without them having to necessarily say it out loud. And there are chances that you might not be very good at it. All right, you might not be very good at picking up how they are feeling if they don't tell you, which is fine. But they will not like this. They're like, how is she or how is he not noticing that I'm upset? All right, let's see what the tarot cards have to say. So we have the Hanged Man over here, Page of Swords, and Knight of Cups. So group 1, some of you might be natural flirts. You guys might be very good at flirting, and for you it's not a big deal. I mean, you have your heart, you've already given your heart away to your spouse, so it's not like there are any loyalty issues on your side, but it's just that because your spouse will be possessive of you and they like you so much, they love you so much, so they really wouldn't like the attention that you attract, especially from the opposite sex. And when they see you doing all this flirting with other people, they won't like it. It's kind of like the logic that Chandler had given to Monica, that it's okay if he flirts with others, but if Monica flirts with others, then Chandler didn't really like it. So that's the vibe that I'm getting for you guys, that if you flirt with somebody else, then your spouse might not like it. With the Page of Swords over here, you might have a habit, if not right now, then post-marriage, you might develop a habit of checking your spouse's phone, or you might ask them for their passwords. You might blow things out of context. You might raise objections about certain people liking your spouse's posts or commenting on them. So that is something that they won't appreciate. Like, they won't like the fact that you're so snoopy when it comes to their social media. And then with this Hanged Man over here, this is interesting because this shows me a clear contrast in your personality, group 1. It's like at times you're very out there, you're mingling with people, but then there are times when you need to be all by yourself, you need to detach. to perhaps recharge yourself energetically or whatever. But whenever you are in this zone, your spouse will not like it. Like on those particular days or for those few hours, your spouse wouldn't like how detached you're coming across. Of course, the more time they spend with you, they'll realize that this is something that is important for you. This is your way of recharging energetically. Of course, later on, but like initially, this might be something that they don't like about you, how aloof you might come across at times. Maybe you guys have Aquarius in your chart. All right, now let's see what message do we have for you from Spirit. You're very close to achieving your goal. So that's good, group 1. This tells me that whatever it is that you guys are hustling towards at the moment is about to come to fruition very soon. So that's good. All the best with that. These are all the messages that I have for you right now. New videos are uploaded every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So come back for more. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified. For personal readings, you can contact me on Instagram through DMs if you're a follower, or you can contact me on my email ID, which is given in the description box below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, group 2. So for those of you who chose the pink rose, first let's find out what it is about you that your future spouse is going to like. So the first card that we have for you is Avenger. So what this tells me is that, first of all, you might be having very strong Libra placements in your chart. Your spouse loves the fact that you believe in instant karma. If somebody wrongs you, you call them out on their bullshit right there, right then. You are not somebody that's very meek. You're not somebody that's very submissive. You do not, you stand your ground against bullies, and they really admire that. They really appreciate it. They like the fact how you do not allow anybody to treat you like a doormat. And apart from taking a stand for yourself, you also vehemently take a stand for others. For if you see anything wrong happening to anybody around you or in your community or even on social media, if you feel like somebody's not able to fight their own battles, you help them out. Like, you're always there to help people seek justice. For a lot of you, this might stem from the fact that you were bullied as a child, and so now you have developed this very tough exterior wherein nobody and nothing can get to you, can affect you to that extent. You cut the crap right there and right then. So you have boundaries. You have very clearly established boundaries which you do not allow other people to step on. So your spouse is really going to like that. Then the second card that we have for you is Patience over here. This is really nice. So you are the kind of people who do not give up on anyone or anything. And your spouse is really going to like this about you. They will like to see you nurturing something, whether it is a dream, a project, or even like somebody for whom you're a mentor. And they see you giving it your all until you get the desired results from it. You're very kind, you're very patient, you don't get riled up unless and until, of course, something along these lines happens. So there is a very good balance over here that you have managed to create. Again, that is why I mentioned strong Libra placements might be present in your chart, and your spouse really likes that. With Patience over here, I'm also getting the fact that just in general, you're someone who's very nurturing. So as time goes by, you might prove to become very good mothers or very good fathers. And the way you behave with your child or your children is something that your spouse will admire and appreciate a lot as well. From the tarot cards, we have the Two of Cups, the Devil, and Wheel of Fortune. You always seem to find a way to make things work for you. You do not let anything bog you down to an extent where you just give up. That never happens. You always keep moving. For a lot of you, the fact that now you're in this Avenger archetype can stem also from a fact that you went through a lot growing up, but you never let any of those obstacles get the better of you. It's like life kept throwing curveball after curveball after on you, but you just kept dodging those left, right, and center. Which is why now you have arrived at this state where nothing can affect you a lot. Like, no matter what the corner has, as soon as you turn, you always seem to find a way around that blockage. With the Devil over here, your person is going to really like the sex that there is between the both of you. Like, the way you look, they're going to be so physically attracted towards you. And the good part is that there is both love and passion over here with the Two of Cups and the Devil. So how you are as a lover, and then how you are, okay, I just heard sex maniac for whatever reason. So yeah, nice blend. But your spouse is really going to like it. It's like, okay, wow. So I'm getting another message, group 2, that on the outside, like when you're interacting with other people, there is this very calm, quiet and nurturing side of yours that you present. But with them, like inside the bedroom, there's a totally different wild side of yours that comes outside, which not everybody, in fact, nobody apart from them, of course, has an access to. And they really like that fact. And I feel like it really gives them an ego boost that this side of yours, this wild side of yours, is something that only they get to see and only they get to tame. So that's something that they'll really appreciate. With the Wheel of Fortune, another message that I just got, group 2, is that you're somebody who does not rely too much on their destiny, contrary to what this traditionally means. I feel like you're not somebody who relies too much on their destiny. You feel like you're the kind of person who would rather take charge of things on their own. And that is another quality of yours which your spouse is really going to like about you. All right, now let's see what it is about you that they will not like. The first card that we have for that is the Hermit. So what the Hermit tells me is that sometimes there might be this tendency in you to ask for a lot of me time, for a lot of independence, freedom. There might be days where you don't feel like talking to a lot of people or spending time with a lot of people, including your spouse. And on those days, they might not like it. For some of you, this is very similar to a message that I had got for group 1. So if you feel like checking that out, you can. So yeah, that's that. Sometimes you might also get too involved in your work and not really be able to focus on the other things around you, which your spouse might feel are equally important. So that is something about you that they won't like. And apart from that, so another message that I'm getting is that you might be one of those people who does not like to share how they're feeling. You find it very difficult to emotionally open up to other people and like actually have an honest heart-to-heart conversation about what it is that's upsetting you, what is it that's troubling you. And your spouse might have to try really hard to get it out of you, like, why are you upset? What is bothering you? Why have you suddenly gone silent on all of us? What happened? And you might not come out very quickly with the answer. So that is something they won't like. And then we have wisdom over here. So for some of you, group 2, there might be a little bit of ego that you have, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, which stems from your education or just the fact that you feel like you know better than others. There are people like that who, you might be grammar Nazis, you might have this habit of always correcting people. And I feel like this won't sit very well with your spouse, like especially if you're the kind of person who immediately points out flaws in other people, then your spouse will not like it. Because even if for you it's something very normal and something that you've always been doing and you don't see what the big deal is, on your part you're just, like you're imparting your wisdom, you're correcting people, you're telling them what's right and what's not. But your spouse might interpret it as you being rather snooty, so they won't necessarily like this side of yours if it exists. Now this is a general reading, not everything applies to you, of course. I mean, if you don't do this, then you know you don't do this and this message is not for you. All right, from the tarot cards we have 8 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles and the Tower. There might be times, group 2, where you crumble under pressure and your spouse will hate to see you like that. They absolutely won't like the side of yours because according to them and from what they've seen in you, you're not somebody who easily gives up. So each time that you do, they won't like it. They'll be like, no, but why? Why are you giving up? Come on, keep fighting, I'm there with you. With 2 of Pentacles, you might be having the tendency to often get confused between options and choices, whether it is what to buy or whether it is something as simple as what to eat, although I refuse to believe that it's an easy choice what to eat. Even I take a lot of time with that. But anyway, so your spouse won't like that. They might be somebody who's very quick with decision making. So if you take time, they might not necessarily like it. Like they might not understand what's there to think about so much. Like, why can't you just come to a conclusion sooner. With the Eight of Swords over here, there might also be times, group 2, where you make mountains out of molehills. Like you feel like you're stuck in a situation and that there's absolutely no way out, and you keep it troubling yourself with that thought, when actually from an outsider's perspective, and that outsider being your spouse, the situation isn't as traumatic as you're perceiving it to be. So that is something about you, again, that they won't like. They'll be like, you're uselessly stressing yourself out. You're uselessly stressing yourself out. Try shifting your perspective. It's not as bad as you think it is. There is a way out. You don't have to feel like everything's over. You don't have to give up. So this is actually nice, because a filtered out message that I'm getting from this spread over here is that your spouse is going to prove to be your personal cheerleader of sorts. Alright, now let's see what message does Spirit have for you. Prosperity lies ahead. So this is good, because what this tells me is that very soon you're going to be entering a period in your life, group 2, where everything will automatically start coming in for you, especially material prosperity and abundance. So that's really great. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can contact me on Instagram. You can only DM me, however, if you're a follower. Otherwise, you can contact me on my email ID given in the description box below. New videos are uploaded every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So make sure to hit the bell icon while you're subscribing so that you don't miss out on any new video. If you liked this one, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the red rose, first let's find out what it is about you that your spouse will really like. And the first card that we have for you is Child Nature. So what this tells me is that you have a very strong bond with animals. You might be a pet lover, you might have grown up on a farm for some of you, or you might have grown up with just a lot of pets around you. You bond really well with animals, you really care towards them, whether it is your pets or whether they're strays. You might often visit shelter homes for animals a lot. You might be very high on adopting animals as well, or just helping people who are looking to adopt, match them with, animals that they can adopt, things like that. So the kind of bond that you share with animals and how deeply you feel for them, a lot of people don't, which is a very sad fact. So this is something that your spouse is really going to like about you. Just in general, how deeply connected you are with nature. Some of you might be what's that word, witches who use nature to do stuff, something like that. So you might be one of those. I'm getting this visual of you in the morning walking bare feet on grass. That's something your spouse will like to watch you do a lot. That is one sight they'll never get tired of. And either you are an environmentalist by profession or at heart, and whatever the case is, the fact that you take up the cause of beings who cannot speak for themselves is something that your spouse will really respect and admire about you. How you fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. The next card that we have for you is Universe. So first of all, your spouse will be awestruck by your looks. I don't think there's anything about the way you look that your spouse will not like or would like to alter or change. Absolutely nothing. They'll think that you're perfect. Everything about you, especially your looks, group 3, they're really going to admire it. They're really going to love it. There is a sense of them feeling very at home and very whole in your presence, in your company. Your warmth is very encompassing. Like somebody's having a bad day, they spend a few minutes with you, you can make sure that all that tension, all that stress, all that anxiety simply just goes away. And there's also a sense of you being the kind of people who intuitively know stuff. You can never explain it to other people, but you just know things. And when your spouse will get to witness this side of yours for themselves, and it's unlike anything that they've ever seen or noticed, they will really like it. They will like how there's a sense of mystery to you. How does she know this, or how does he know this? And there's never any rational explanation behind it. So because of this sense of magic and this sense of mystery that comes attached with you, they'll find you all the more alluring. All right, now let's see what your tarot cards have to say. So we have the Seven of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So a lot of you, group 3, have a very nice, playful attitude. You might be the kind of people who like to play pranks on others. If you've done some funny business, your expression totally changes, and gradually your spouse will be able to pick up on your little nuances when you do something like that. Just the fact that you're so fun and like to pull practical jokes on people, you're a prankster, you might be the kind of people who were always the class clown. They really like it. This sneakiness over here, I'm not getting any bad vibes for it. In fact, it's more to leaning towards fun stuff. Like you're doing something fun, but you're hiding it and waiting for, the joke to reveal itself. So this playful side of yours is something that your spouse will really like. With the King of Pentacles over here, you're very dedicated towards your work. Very, very dedicated towards your work, your career, passion, hobby, business, job, whatever it is. You're totally in your masculine energies of doing when it comes to your work. Like nothing can come between you and a goal that you have set for yourself. Also, materially, financially, you feel very content, and that's another thing that they like. They'll appreciate how there's no restlessness around you when it comes to money. There's no I want more, I want more, I want more. There's a sense of peace, there's a sense of contentment, there's a sense of feeling happy with where you are, whatever you've achieved, and they really like it. With the Hermit over here, there's a sense of you being wise beyond your years. You're somebody who's very intelligent, somebody who can easily converse on just about any topic. And your spouse will like how you have so many shades to you. You're an animal lover, and then you're also so playful. Then there's also this sense of you being so alluring. There's so much dedication for your work. And at the same time, this playfulness gets balanced out with this old soul over here. You might be someone who really likes vintage stuff. You might feel like you belong to the wrong generation. The kind of furniture that you might put up at your house might also be very vintage. So your taste and preferences are very old school. Your way of thinking is old school. When I say way of thinking, I don't mean to imply that you're not progressive. It's just that you're more traditional, and they like that. All right, now let's see what it is about you that they will not be liking so much. And the first card that we have for you is beggar. So the first word that I'm picking up is lazy. You might have a tendency to be very lazy to an extent where even if you're watching TV, you would expect somebody else to pass you the remote. Even if it is kept right in front of you on the coffee table, you will expect somebody else to come and fetch it for you. So your laziness is something that your spouse will not be appreciating so much, because they might feel like at times it just gets so heightened that you refuse to do anything by yourself, and you might become a couch potato and expect everybody else around you to do all the moving. So if at all you have that tendency, then be prepared that your laziness is not going to sit very well with your spouse. Another message that I'm getting is that sometimes when you have to take decisions in your life, you might allow other people to get the better of you, like taking on too many opinions or asking too many people about what the right course of action should be. And your spouse wouldn't like it. They wouldn't understand why you are relying on others to get a solution when you are well capable enough of arriving to a conclusion or to a solution yourself. So why do you even have to rely on so many other people? Or why are you sharing so much of what's going on in your life with so many people? You should try to cut it down. You should first try to find the answers or the solution yourself. So that's one message. Then we have foundation and achievement. So this really threw me off a little bit, because as such there is nothing wrong with this, but then what I got from it was that sometimes they might feel like because of your work, your home life suffers a little bit, or that because of your home life, your work suffers a little bit. And this, of course, like it threw me off spin. It might throw them off spin a little bit too, because they know for a fact that you're so dedicated towards your work. So when they see that coming in between your home life, or just the fact that you're so busy with work that you're not able to find time for yourself or for them or for the kids, they won't like it. They might not say anything as such, but like, if you feel like it will go unnoticed, it won't. And I don't think that they'll appreciate it a lot either. I also feel like there will be moments in your life where you will get more involved in sorting out other people's issues than focusing on what's not working out in your own personal life. And that again is another thing that your spouse will not like. That, like, they won't like how you're so busy helping others that you're ignoring the problems within your own home. All right, from the tarot cards, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Death, and Three of Pentacles. One message that I'm getting is that they might not appreciate all or some of your friends a lot. I mean, there are definitely some friends of yours, group 3, who will not pass the vibe check. There's also a sense of you of being way too independent at times, and not even listening to what others have to say, which is very in contrast to this previous card. But I mean, people have different shades. What can you do? So that's another thing about you that they won't like why are you so quick to dismiss what it is that I have to say? At least hear me out. And then with Death over here, I'm getting that you might develop a tendency, if not now, then maybe later on, where if something is not working out for you, instead of trying to mend it, instead of trying to make it work, you just finish it off there and then, like, you give up. So there might be that tendency of you giving up instead of trying, and if you do that, then your person will not like it. Okay, now let's see what message does Spirit have for you. Hold your vision. So wow, this is really good. First of all, it syncs very well with what I just said, that do not give up, and this applies to you even right now. Do not give up, group 3, on whatever it is that you're working towards in this moment. Okay, so these are all the messages that I have for you. For personal readings, you can reach out to me on Instagram via DMs only if you're following me, or you can contact me on my email ID given in the description box below. New videos are uploaded every Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Hit the bell icon while subscribing so that you don't miss them out. If you like this one, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.